Developing this afternoon, Metro just wrapping up a news conference asking for your help in finding this man who has been missing under suspicious circumstances since March of 2017. On the day that 25-year-old Terran Olsen-Carlisle went missing, police got the surveillance video that you see on the right. It shows two men arriving at a business near Buffalo and Flamingo and then dumping a bag into the dumpster. That bag had clothing and blood that belonged to Carlisle. Police are also...
What's up, kings and queens? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's staying safe. Tonight's video, I'm going to be talking about this Terran Olsen-Carlisle. Disappeared Las Vegas, Nevada a few years ago, 2017, so it's been more than a few. What bothers me about this case, of course, is, nobody ever knows what happened to him. But the investigation just isn't a whole lot of detail, at least for me to find online. I'm not saying about the cops and stuff. I'm sure they did the best they can. But I'm talking about like online when I was trying to look for things. It's just not a whole lot about it. Of course, this young man, from what I do know, he was in the, the underground life. He was hanging with the wrong crowd, doing drugs, partying. But that's all you really know about him. I'm not...
So this is the location where the two men were spotted dropping off the bloody clothes of Carlisle. They pulled up to this location that's standing right behind me. One of the men got out of the car and took the bag of bloody clothes to this dumpster to the left of me. The other gentleman stood at the car and looked like he was playing in the front seat of his car. They were spotted by the employees here at this plasma center by that camera right there. My suspicion is, I suspect that they were either living around here or they were just passing by and they just decided to dump it at this weird location. This is just an odd location to drop off the bloody clothes. I would say that they live around here to my guess, but I guess we'll never know.
Dropped off a bag with some of his clothes that had blood on it and leather gloves. Now, from what I was told is that the clothes had light blood. It didn't have a whole lot. So you don't know if that was, he cut himself and on it. You don't know if those were friends of his or if those guys were involved in something that went wrong. When it happens in Vegas, it really bothers me because, of course, I live in Vegas and I love the city to death. And it's like, there's a lot that goes on that you just don't want to know about. You don't know about. I've been knowing about this case for a while. And, of course, it bothers me because you never know what happened to him. But you do know that he was involved in things he shouldn't have been involved in. You always have your theory on it. Your take on it. Was he in over his head on something? Like I said, did he owe somebody money? Was he kidnapped? Or what? And one thing you do know is that he wasn't really close with his family. He didn't live at home. He would only call them on like holidays, birthdays, stuff like that. He wasn't on day-to-day basis with them. And that's what I can't figure out. It's like, okay, who did he live with? Who was his friends? Who was he close with? What do they know? You can't find anything like that online. There's just nothing. It's just all it is about the two guys in the black SUV. That's it. You don't find anything else. And it's just weird to me. In the footage with the guys in the SUV, that got released almost a year later after the cops got it. And that's just like, why would you wait almost a year to release that to the public? Those guys don't got that car no more. Probably. I'm assuming. Those guys probably don't even live in Vegas anymore. They got out of Dodge, I would think. All it shows is two guys getting out of an SUV. One of the guys is, he seems like he's doing something at the driver's seat. I think he just got out kind of as a lookout and tried to make himself safe. And you seem like he's doing something. The other guy just took it back to the trash can. And that's where the camera caught him. Inside the bag had clothes that belonged to Carlisle and did have his blood on it. And also had other items and black leather gloves. They don't say how much blood was on it. Apparently there was a whole lot. There was a little bit of blood and nothing about the gloves. No, they didn't say if there was blood on the gloves or what. Of course, you're not going to get fingerprints off those. But with that video, it just, if I had to guess, like I said, I'm not an investigator. I'm just guessing here. I would say those guys definitely know what happened to the kid. They know if he's alive or gone. If they weren't involved, they were leaving. They were there. They definitely were there. They definitely know exactly what happened. And I said they lived around that area. Or they did. I'm not saying anymore. But, it's been 4 years, 5 years. I doubt they live in the area still. But you never know. And they were on their way home from getting rid of stuff, I guess. And they stopped there. Like, we can't take this back with us. Let's toss it out. That's what I think happened. And it's sad for his parents. It really is. It's really sad for his parents to not know. It's different if they got a letter in the mail one day and says what happened. Typed up letter, of course, because no one's going to write out a letter because they'll get traced back. But that's what I wish they would at least know, at least the parents. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. The men, of course, look older. I would say 40s, late 30s, early 40s. That's all I can really say about it. There's not much detail about it. The kid, he was part of a bad group. I think maybe he owed money or did something wrong. I think, I could sit here and judge and assume all I want. You can assume the best, you can assume the worst. We don't know. He could still be alive and we just don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to be found. I think that's highly against it. But the problem with this situation is the kid didn't have much contact with his family. He didn't talk to him every day. He didn't live with them. That's tough. That's a tough situation. That's a tough way to find out information, because his parents weren't real deep involved with his life. I mean, he looks like a nice kid, good kid. I mean, you would never think that he was part of that kind of life. But, with this case, yes, it bothers me, of course, because we don't know what happened. And this is a case that I probably, definitely not going to ask questions about, because you're just not going to get any answers. I just wanted to show you this because this is another case that was bothering me, of course, because it's in Vegas, and of course because we don't know what happened. But like I said 100 times, if somebody reports someone missing, it's not because they want to be disappeared. Now, I'm sure that's happened, but 9 times out of 10, there's foul play involved. They didn't disappear willingly. I don't care what the cops or detectives or anyone says, something's up. You're not just going to vanish off a place of the earth. bank account not touch. You're gonna go and withdraw all your money. You're gonna go and get all your clothes, things that you're gonna need. You know, you're not just gonna vanish without your bank account touched. No phone call like, hey, come pick me up. No text message like, hey, bro. I mean, you're gonna have some kind of contact with somebody. So, I mean, that's the only thing that really bothers me is that they always say that, well, because he's 18, maybe he wants to be disappeared. He doesn't want to be found. Bullshit. I think that's bullshit. I really do. I mean, with this case, I would say the guys lived in that area. I would say they definitely know what happened to him. If they weren't involved, they definitely know. Definitely. I would say one of them was involved, if not both of them. And I would say they both know. It's a scary world, you know, to realize that any moment, I mean, the worst can happen. And it makes me want to move to like one of those small Alabama towns where everybody knows each other and stuff like that, so my daughter can have a safe life. Because the stuff happens every day. And we might not hear about it, but it does. Robberies, burglaries. I mean, that's scary shit, you know? And it's only getting worse. It worries me. It really does. It worries me, you know? I really hope his family can find some peace. I really hope, you know, they at least find out what happened somehow. And that's it. I mean, I wish I can go on about this video, but there's nothing I really know about this case. I just don't know what happened. You see the guy walking with a bag. And we already know what's in the bag. Bloody clothes that belong to Carlisle, and black leather gloves, and some other miscellaneous stuff. They took it to that dumpster for a reason. They didn't think anyone was going to find it. They didn't think anyone was watching. And right there, behind that Big Five and Plasma Center and Smith's over there on Buffalo and Flamingo. I went to that location tonight, and like I said, it just gave me the creeps, you know. These videos missing, and I'm not doing them anymore. It just freaks me out too much. It gives me the creeps. It really does. It messes with my head. I start getting paranoid. You know, thinking it can happen to me or any of my loved ones. You know, this is the last one I do. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I hope you guys keep watching and support the channel. We'll still be talking about cheaters and pranks and stuff, but missing people, I mean, I'm not doing it anymore. You know, it's just not for me. And that's it. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We still got some exciting things happening. I'm actually going to be having guests on the show pretty soon, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for your support. Check it out.